Welcome back to the MUS virtual summer camp. My name is Anjum Zahra, and this is our week 5 for the digital discussion. And please make sure that due to the safeguarding reasons, make sure that you have joined the meeting with your actual name. And just to give you a reminder of the online camp rules, that during the discussion, make sure you use the raise your hand option and be on time. Mute your mic when you're not speaking and write your questions and answers in the chat box. And also to make sure that you complete your homework when you are coming into the classroom. And also you can put your camera on when there's a discussion going on, but make sure that you adhere to the rules of hijab because these sessions are recorded and they are uploaded on the YouTube channel. So in today's lesson, we will first do the starter activity, which is you're already familiar with, a Kahoot quiz. And then we will do a show and tell of the homework, which was the Surah Al-Kawthar we covered last week. And in today's topic, this is something different, and this is the digital week. And we will be talking about the technology and some interesting online tools we'll be talking about. So we'll start off with the algorithms and then Scratch tool, which is a multimedia tool, and we will talk about that as well in detail. Okay, so let's start our lesson. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Rabbi zidni ilma. My Lord, increase me in knowledge, inshallah. Okay, so let's start the Kahoot quiz. I want all of you to please go to kahoot.it. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes to open your browser and type in kahoot.it, and I will be giving you the game pin soon. Okay, so let's go to the Kahoot quiz now. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. If not, please let me know in the chat box that you cannot see the screen. So your game pin is 950544. 950. I'm just writing it in the chat section as well in case if you have any issues with not able to see. So this is 950. Okay, so you can also see in the chat box and in the screen as well. We've got Rija, we've got 5 players so far. We've got Sukaina, Tahseen, Amina Nakvi, and on this side we have Sarah. We've got Zainab Abbas, Manahil Zaidi. So we will wait for all of the players to join. Okay, so let's wait for the rest of the players as well. Still want other players to please join. Okay. So this Kahoot quiz will be about the last week, which we did about the morals. So I hope you have revised your lesson. So this is going to be about that. We've got 14 players, still need more players to join, please. Kahuria, Sirat, Nabiha, Sukaina, Rija, Shazain, Amina, Manahil, Tahseen, Sarah. And on this side, we have Amina Nakvi. And I just need to scroll down my window. Husniya, Binish, Zainab Abbas, and Sarah. Okay, please make sure to join as quickly as you can. Okay, still wait for a couple of more minutes. And we got Atika joining in now. Well done, Atika. Good job, Zainab Abbas, you have joined. Yes, there will be something. Amina Raza, you will be seeing in the slides, inshallah. There is something related to the Ida as well. Okay, so someone has dropped. Don't know why. It's probably the connection or any issues. Riz, how do you join? Riz, please go on the browser. If you have Chrome browser or Internet Explorer, go there and type kahoot.it. Okay, kahoot.it, and then it will ask you a game pin. So in the game pin, you can enter 950544. Okay, I'll just give one more minute and then I will play the start button, okay, because we've got plenty of things, a lot of discussions today for our topic digital. So I might not wait longer than a minute. Okay, Zainab Fatima, I wish, inshallah, she will join. Please let me know when she joins. Okay, I'll be really happy to know that she has joined. Okay. Here we go. So we've got almost nearly, but still want some more players to join. 3 more players. We've got 20 in the class at the moment. Okay, last 10 seconds. Unfortunately, I cannot wait longer than that. Okay, Husnia, this is the last minute, okay? I'm sure you can do that in a minute's time. Okay, so we've got Aris, Atika, Seerat Fatima, Nabiha, Sukaina Haider, and Fida, Nuria, Amina, and let's start the quiz now. Bismillah, make sure you all recite. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, let's start. Let me move. Okay, quiz starts for week 4. 3, 2, 1, and go. Question number 1. Okay, can you see the question? Okay, moral means. So it's asking you for the meaning of the morals. And can you see the answers? Because it looks like the screen has frozen. Okay. Okay, please let me know if you are having any issues because I cannot see the answer. Okay, it looks like it's paused. Yes, the screen is frozen. I'm trying to figure it out. Just give me a minute. Okay. Not sure what happened, but okay. Should we refresh the page? Okay, it might ask you for the code again, but it looks like there's a delay, or maybe it's just the connection is a bit weak today. Okay, so stay with me and inshallah it will be all fine. If not, we might play the Kahoot quiz at the end of the program, at the end of the class, if it doesn't settle. Okay, here we are. Can you see the yeah, here we are. So can you see the answers now? But the timer is not going. Unfortunately, you might need to start it again or might just continue from where it starts. Let's see. Okay, we might need to play again, I'm afraid. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we are. Okay, here we are. Okay, can you please enter the new game pin, which is 584434. Okay, you have to exit the previous one and then you have to come in you have to enter the new game pin. Sorry about that. It's just I think the internet is a bit slow today. So please join. Well done, Tehseen. You are the first person to join. And I want all of you to quickly just join now, okay? And as soon as I see all of you on the screen, I'll just click start. Okay. Okay, we got the 10 players, 11, good, 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 well done. Okay, so last minute. Okay, come on, let's start the quiz now. Okay, 584434. Just write down the pin and then I'll just, okay, we've got more pairs this time. Well done. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So let's start the moral quiz now. So quiz week 4 was about morals, and the question number 1 is, moral means Allah is the creator. Allah the Almighty has given man intellect. Allah has given man food to eat, or Allah has given man soul and a body. Okay, you got 7 seconds left. Okay, so 12 people have answered correctly. Allah the Almighty has given man intellect. Remember, we talked about the animals, that Allah has not given them intellect, and this is what makes us different from them. So well done, Sukaina. Sukaina is at the top. Question number 2. I was sent to complete the best of morals is a saying of Imam Ali alayhi salam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, or is it a verse of Quran? Okay, so we've got 13 answers correct this time. It was a saying of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Okay, so well done, Sukaina and Dinesh and Sarah. Okay, question number 3 is, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, nothing will put on man's scale on Judgment Day better than what? We discussed that phrase of the Prophet, better than what? Was it the praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, giving charity, good manners, or fasting? So what will be, or in other words, we can say what will be the best in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment? We got mixed answer this time. It was good manners. That's what we discussed. Morals is good manners. Okay, so we've got Sirat on third now. Good job, Sirat. Question number 4 is, who built the Kaaba? Very easy questions. I hope you all answer this correctly. So we've got Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Prophet Noah, Prophet Ibrahim, or Prophet Adam alayhi salam. I can see the answers are coming very quickly for this question. So hopefully you all know the answer for this. Correct. Well done. One wrong answer, and everyone else answered correctly, which is Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Okay, and the question number 4 is, well done, Binish, you're on the second, and Amina gone on third, and Sukena is still on number 1. Question number 5, what is the name of Prophet Ibrahim's son? Okay, so wait for the options. We got Prophet Idris alayhi salam, Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, Prophet Adam alayhi salam, or Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Well done. So we've got 15 correct answers, which is Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. And well done, Sukaina, you're still on the top. Amina Nakwi, Sirat, Zainab Abbas, well done, and Husnian. Okay, question number 6 is, where is Khana Kaaba? Again, I hope you find it right? Is in Mecca, Medina, Karbala, or Najaf? Khana Kaaba is in? Okay, 16 answers correct. Sorry, 17 people already answered. So let's have a look. 15 answers correct. 2 people thought it's in Medina. Now it's in Mecca. Okay, well done, Sukaina, Amina, Sirat, Nabiha, and Zainab Abbas. Okay, question number 7 is, what did Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam sacrifice? So when he was putting something down, who was it? Was it his son or daughter or wife or brother? So in terms of the relations, which relation was it? Well done. So it was his son, not his wife. One wrong answer. Sukaina, Amina, Nabiha, Sirat, and then Binish. Question number 8. Kauthar means abundance. Is it true or false? Kauthar, we did the surah Al-Kauthar. Inna shaniyaka, yeah, inna atayna kal kauthar. Yeah. So does that mean abundance or not? We got mixed answers. It means abundance. Okay, so it was true. Okay, so Binish and Nabi has swapped the places. And now we've got question number 9. Kauthar is a river in paradise. Is that correct or not? True or false? Kauthar is a river in paradise. We did its interpretation last week, and then we discussed a couple of things about the perfume and smell and all that. Okay, we got 13 answers correct and 5 wrong. Yes, it's true. It's a river in paradise. Okay, so we've got Nabiha got on 3rd, Sirat 4th, Binish on 5, and Sukaina Amna. Well done, Sukaina Amna. Okay, last question. Is it true or false? In Surah Kauthar, Allah mentioned that enemy of the Prophet will be forgotten. Remember that the enemy was saying to the Prophet that you will be forgotten because you don't have a son. But what Allah said about that? Okay. Okay, time's up. So we've got mixed answers, and 8 people answered wrongly and 9 correct. It was true that Allah said that no, these enemies will be forgotten forever. So let's see the statistics. Podium, we have got number 3, we've got Binish. Well done, Binish. 9 out of 10. Then we have Amina Nakvi, 10 out of 10. Well done, Amina. And then the winner of today's quiz is Sukaina Haidar. Well done, Sukaina, mashallah. I think you were the winner last week as well. And then we have Tehseen and Amina on the runners up. So well done to all of you who played very well. So let's move on to our lesson. And digital week. So we are done with our Kahoot quiz. And now we will move on to our next slide, which will tell us about the digital. Okay, so digital basically means anything that has something to do with the technology or computers or gadgets or mobiles. And in that, we will today talk about algorithms. Okay, now what is an algorithm? It is very important to understand that an algorithm is like a set of instructions that you follow to solve a problem. So it could be anything. It could be anything. Whatever steps you take to do a task is basically an algorithm, okay? And now if I give you an example, we say that we use these algorithms all the time, okay? Without even realizing that, oh, it was actually an algorithm. These set of instructions or steps that I took is basically an algorithm, okay? So for example, if you make a recipe, okay, when you follow a recipe, you follow some instructions, don't you? So if you are making a cake, if you are making a cup of tea, or if you are making something, maybe rice, or maybe biryani, or could be anything. So whatever recipe you're following, you're having some set of instructions that first you have to do this, then this, blah, blah, blah. So this is an algorithm. What is this? This is a set of instructions or set of steps. So for example, the instructions are step-by-step procedure that need to be followed for your recipe to be successful. So if you're not going to follow those steps, you will not get the desired recipe, isn't it? So whatever you are going to make, you need to make sure that you follow the step-by-step procedure. Just like the recipe, if you're traveling to school, you've got some steps to take, okay? So if you're traveling to school, you are also following an algorithm, okay? And if you don't follow those steps, you will not arrive school safely. And what are those steps? For example, you get in the car, and then you drive to the specific school road where the school is situated, and then whether you have to turn right or left, and then you stop the car at the end of the road, and then you get out of the car, and then you walk towards the school gate. So these are the set of steps that you have taken in order to arrive at school safely. Now, everybody can have their own set of steps to complete. Maybe if I ask you to tell me your algorithm of traveling to school, you may not be having exactly the same steps, but the result will be the same, that you will be arriving to school, isn't it? So algorithms are those set of instructions or those step-by-step guides that you have. So what would be your algorithm for traveling to school? So if I ask you that I want you to arrive to school safely and you have to take some steps, what steps would you take? Or what would be your algorithm for traveling to school? So can you please raise your hands and I'll pick you up. That how would you explain these steps? Okay, so let me have a look at the list of the students we have. Okay, so we've got Sarah Abbas. Okay, Sarah, let's start with you.
The way I go to school is by my mom. Well, it's like by my mom drives me to school by her car. Since a bus doesn't really pick me up, my mom really picks me, drives me to school.
So if I say the first instruction or the first step that you have to take, how would you sentence it or how would you say it? Now, what is the first thing that you do to go to school?
First thing I do is, well, I just get in the car and then my mom just drives left of her house. She keeps on driving left until she sees the first left turn again.
Excellent. So now you are telling about the instructions. So okay, fine. Your mom has driven the car. What comes next? You're still not in the school, so that means you still need some more steps to complete. What else would you do? What will come next?
Then we keep on going straight, and then you'll see this stoplight, and then usually sometimes my mom just keeps on going since it's green, or she just stops if it's red. The next step is my mom takes a right turn, and she keeps on going right until there's another stoplight. Then she turns left again and keeps on going left, and then on the left side of her side is my school, and then she keeps on going straight until she sees the gate of it.
All right. Okay. So once you see the school, your mom, what does she do? She parks the car.
No, she doesn't park the car. She does not park the car. What she does is there's this big line of cars. She just goes around it, and when the gates open, she just makes me. We just talk to each other sometimes and stuff, and then we get out, and then we go. Then I go to school, and then she just drives. It's like a line.
Okay.
It's like a drive-through.
Okay, good. So this was the Sarah's algorithm of going to school safely. Okay, so she was telling the set of steps that she had taken to go to school. So anyone else want to tell about their algorithm of going to school safely? Would you like to add anything else that you think Sarah has missed in? Huria Fatima?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Huria.
Yes.
Huria, what will be your algorithm to arrive at school safely? Do you think Sarah has missed on any steps that were important to write as instruction while you're going to school? Did she miss on anything? Or would you have any different algorithm to Sarah's?
First, I wake up,
Mm-hmm.
I change, have breakfast, and then my mom or dad drop me to school, and then I go to school. They come back,
Yeah.
and my home time.
No, it was just about going to school. So
Or
we're just
1:30.
talking about, we're just talking about the morning time when you are actually being dropped off. Okay, so well done. So Huria basically started from the very beginning when she wakes up and then she does her breakfast. So see, we see that everybody has their own set of steps, but ultimately we are getting the same result. The result is everybody is going to school. Okay, so we've got Amina Nakvi. So we might just take two more and then move on to the next one. Okay, so Amina Nakvi. Yeah, Amina?
Yes.
Yeah. So Amna, what is your algorithm of going to school?
First I'll get inside my mom's car and she'll get up and then she'll go she'll go right. She'll keep going forward and then when she gets to my school, she'll park and then we wait for the school bell to ring and the doors to open and then I'll get out of the car, walk on the sidewalk, get on the stairs, get on the other stairs, and then go inside the school.
Excellent. Well done. Amna, one thing I really liked about your algorithm is it was very precise. Like it was really like telling all the minimal details. So that's what computers need as well when we are giving them instruction. Okay, we have got Zainab as well. Zainab Abbas might just be the last one to pick up for this discussion, and then we might just give you a chance for the next one. Okay, Zainab, so what will be your algorithm to go to school?
Well, to begin with, the first step is that I would, when I get all ready, I would go out to my red car. So my mum would drive me there. So I would sit in the back seat, and then my mum would sit in the front, and she would drive. I'll put my seatbelt on, and then she would drive me to school. And then when we get to school, we would walk down the path, and then we would go down a hill, and then we would line up at our door.
Okay, excellent. Well done, Zainab. Very good try. So did you all notice that whoever has mentioned their algorithm, they had their own set of steps. So we cannot say that there is only one way of writing an algorithm. There are many ways of writing an algorithm, just like you told me. But one thing is very important in all of you explained your algorithm is the order. So the order is very important. You cannot say that you went to the school and then you change your clothes or something like that. So you cannot shuffle the steps up and down. You need to make sure that they are in order. Okay. So the order is very important. Algorithm need to be in correct order. What would happen? For example, I'm just giving you an example. That what will happen if you put your coat on before your school shirt? So you haven't put your school shirt on yet, but you have put the coat on. So do you think this is the correct order? You can write your answers in the chat by the time I may pick. Okay, so Abad wants me to. Okay, Abad, you can answer this question. I need to find you where you are on the screen. Give me a second. Okay, here we are. Okay, Abad, what do you think? Is this the correct order?
No.
No, why?
Because
So what do you think? What should be the correct order in this case? What should be the first step, or what would come after? Can you hear me? It looks like Abad cannot hear me. And that's okay. If you can write your answer in the chat, you can do that. So Shazan says no, Binish says no, Atika says no, Sukaina says no. Yes, it's wrong because this is not the correct order. You do not put the coat before the shirt. You put the school shirt on first and then you put the coat afterwards. Okay, so that shows that this is not the correct order of algorithm. Or put your shoes on before your socks. And obviously you will not do that either. You will first put your socks on and then your shoes. So this shows that whenever we are doing something, we're actually doing that in order. And when we are writing the algorithm, the same thing is very important. It is important to make sure that the order is correct. Okay. So the next slide says that this was the algorithm that was happening to us in daily life, like when we were going to school or we were cooking something. What about when we do that in computers? What about how our mobiles are doing that, how our computers are doing that? So the digital devices follow the algorithms in the same way, just like you have told me about your steps. But you need to make sure that you give the computer the correct instruction in order to get your result, that whatever you want computer to do, you have to tell that to the computer, because we know that the computers do not have brains like us. They cannot think on their own. Unless and until you tell them, then they will do something. Otherwise, they can't do anything on their own. So everything you can do on a computer is able to happen because an algorithm has been written into it. So when you write an algorithm in the computer, then it does something. For example, you click on the mouse, you open the Word document, you play a game. These are all basically algorithms, okay? And today we will be looking into it in much more detail. So create your own algorithm. Think of the things you do every day that you need to follow a set of instructions for. So I gave you two examples that you need an algorithm for having a recipe, and you need an algorithm for driving to school. Can you give me some more examples of daily life where you need these set of instructions or where actually you're using algorithms? Okay, so please raise your hands and also write your answers in the chat box to tell me if you have any example to code that where you are actually using your algorithm. Yes, Sukaina Heather, well done. So Sukaina has given an example of changing clothes. So when you're changing clothes, you're again having some steps to do, but how you're doing it. Rija says assembling a TV. Excellent, Rija. So when Rija says when you're assembling a TV, you got it for the first time and you're assembling it, you're actually using some steps. First do this, maybe you're reading the manual first, and you're plugging the wire in, you're setting the TV settings, you're applying the settings on, and all that, and those things. Sleep routine, Amna says your sleep routine has an algorithm. Okay, and then Zainab says changing the background of a computer is also using an algorithm. Waking up and having breakfast, Aris says, and Adnan Ali says cooking. So when you are cooking, this is a very good example that when you're cooking, you're actually applying an algorithm. Now, what you are doing first, what you are doing after. So well done to all of you who came up with wonderful ideas. Okay, so remember that algorithm must be detailed and written in the correct order. So we mentioned that the order is very important. If you do not write it in the correct order, you will not get the results. Write an algorithm of your own for something you do every day. Okay, so if you have picked up the example that you have given me, I'll give you 2 minutes to think about your example and also think about the steps that you will take to do that. So for example, if you have written your sleep routine, or if you have told about the changing the background of the computer, I want you to explain the algorithm or the set of steps. Or Rija Alvi says making breakfast. So let's start with the Rija then. Rija, can you just tell me your algorithm to make the breakfast? So what steps would you take? Where is Rija? Just wait for a minute, please. I've got too many windows, so I have to just keep changing. So I need to find where is Rija first, and then I give Rija a chance. Here we are. Okay, Rija. So let's start with the Rija this time. Okay, so Rija, what's your algorithm?
If I was making toast, chocolate toast, but then I would first, if you want it toasted, put it into the toaster and then wait a bit for it to get warm and then put the toast on. And if I'm making cereal, then some people usually they first put in the cereal and then the milk on top, but I put the milk and put it into the microwave for 1 minute and then put the cereal on top.
Okay, excellent. Well done. Well done, Rija. Very good explanation. And you made sure that you tell the instructions in order, because if you are not following the order, you may not get the desired result. Okay, we've got Tehseen Fatima.
I put my cereal in by first putting milk in it and then warming it up for 30 seconds, and then I put my cereal in.
Okay, well done. So you basically chose the same example as that of the Rija, which was making the breakfast. Okay, we've got Adnan. Okay, where are you? Adnan, here we are. Okay, Adnan, what is your example and how would you write your algorithm of it? Cooking. Okay, excellent. So what's your algorithm of cooking? Okay, so Adnan has just given the example, but it looks like, okay. Let's move on to the next one. We have got Atika Batul. Atika?
Hello,
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
So my algorithm is drinking water. It's kind of simple one. So first you get the glass and then you pour the water and then you sit down and you say Bismillah and then you drink the water.
Oh, excellent, mashallah. So well done, Atika. Good example of, it was a simple example of drinking water, but she told even for drinking water, she has got the set of steps to do it. So excellent. So this was basically making your own algorithm. Now, when we talk about the computer algorithms, we should know that computers often sort the data, sorting like in the alphabetical order or in the numerical order, okay, or maybe according to the date, what date, if you are, for example, doing the pictures, that you can set it up or you can sort it according to the date or according to the year you have taken the picture and all that. So computers are always doing that data into the order. To do this, they follow an algorithm, which is basically the list of instructions. So now write down as many different ways as you can think of where sorting data into order is important. So in computers, we're not talking about the general routine now. We're talking about the computers or maybe mobile phones or devices, basically, where you think that the sorting is used. So two examples you can see that if you want to, you have got the contact list and you are you're finding them, then you may arrange them or sort them in the alphabetical order. So A ones come first and then B and then C and so on. Or for example, if you're checking your emails, then you check them by date. So by date, it gives you, for example, the current date of emails you get first, and then the yesterday ones comes after, and then the day before yesterday. So this is also sorting. Do you have any other examples where you think that the sorting is really important in computers? Where else is it applied? Or where else do you see in your mobile phones maybe where the sorting is used? How do you sort it? What are the options? Okay, I give you 1 minute to think about this. That where do you think the sorting is applied? Is a contact list and what else? If you're playing some game, maybe you have noticed the sorting is there. If you're looking for something, you might find it. Okay, we've got one raised hand. Let's see who has raised their hands. Okay, 5, 6 raised hands. Okay. Okay, Amina Raza. Okay,
Assalamu
sorting.
alaikum.
Yeah, walaikum assalam. Amna, where else do you think the sorting has been used in computers? Can you give an example?
Sorting in computers.
Yeah, like for example, you're sorting your
the keyboard.
like keyboard, like keyboard is doing sorting. Sorting, as in, did you understand the term sorting means it is putting the things in some order. So where do you see that you can change the order of the things in the computer? Like, can you come up with an example? So Kamal came with very good example, which is sorting documents by date. Yes. So for example, if you have made folders in the computer, then you can set them up by date. Okay. Or if you are having gallery pictures, photos, can you give me the example of photos? What order can you apply that? How can you arrange the photos and pictures in your mobile phone or maybe in your computer?
Sorry, I was just raising my hand for like the last thing because I don't really understand this activity. That's why.
Okay, that's fine. So basically, we are talking about the sorting. That's okay, no problem. So we've got Zainab has answered this question. She says photos by date. So which, excellent. So you can arrange your photos in the mobile phone or in your tab by date. Okay. Sorting pictures or files by size. Yes, finish. Well done. So you can also sort them according to their size. So this is something that I want you to have a look after the this class finishes, to see that where else do you see in computer, apart from photo gallery or contacts, where do you think the sorting has been applied? So Zainab Fatima says apps with categories of games and apps. Yes, that's also sorting. So you are categorizing them, you're sorting them according to their categories. So whether it is a game or it is a educational app or so basically you're sorting that. So excellent, well done, good examples. So you understand the concept of algorithms, that it is applied in school as well. Okay. Yes, Minahil, sorting prices from expensive. Yes, if you are doing online shopping, then you sometimes, you see that order by price or order by, for example, your size, or order by, for example, color. If you want a particular color, yes, RS by color as well. So this is basically sorting, which is used in computers. And we use the example of recipe and also the cup of tea algorithm. So look at this algorithm and look at these steps that you are taking to make a teacup. So first of all, you will fill the kettle with water to make a cup of tea, and then you'll plug the kettle and switch it on, then place a tea bag in the mug. And then when the kettle is boiled, then you'll pour the water into the mug. And also then you will leave the tea bag until it is strong enough, if you like the strong tea, and then with a spoon take out the tea bag, add the milk to the tea, and once the tea is cool enough, then you drink. Okay, so these are the 8 steps you took to make a cup of tea. This is a very precise algorithm for making a cup of tea, and this is how you make it. Okay, now I want you to do something very interesting, which is we will be using a tool which is called Scratch to see how we write algorithms in computer. So at the moment, we were just talking about the algorithms, like, you were telling me verbally. But now I want you to actually do that in the computers. And for that, we will have a look at the Scratch. Okay. So Scratch is basically, it's a very fun app. It is free to download. And in this activity, you do not need to download it. You just need to go onto the website. I'll just mention you in a minute. It's a multimedia software, and it is designed to inspire the children to learn how to program, how to write algorithms. So it's very simple to use, and there are lots of examples. I'll show you that there are on the gallery as well. So what you need to do is just go to scratch.mit.edu. Okay. If you just Google it, Scratch MIT, then it should come, but you can enter this particular link, or I can just paste this link in the chat box so that you can just click that one on. Okay, so I'm going to just write this one in the chat box, and then please go to the okay, just stay with me. So please, if you have already gone, let me know in the chat that you have opened it up. And I'm just going to write the link here and you can just click on it. Okay, this is called scratch.mid.edu. Well done, Suganna, if you have already Scratch. Reja as well. Husnia, it's not, it can be used to make a game. You're basically making things in it. It could be a game, or you can make anything, any animation, a small cartoon kind of like thing. You can make a story. For example, you can make a Red Riding Hood story or any story using some characters, and you can make any art, interactive art in it, okay? So any kind of thing you can make in that. We will just have a bit of learning about this first before actually going to that, okay? So please stay with me and first just listen to the tutorial that I want you to listen, and then you can go on that and follow it. So I was telling you about the Scratch. This is how it looks like, the Scratch initially, and you can make your games in it, you can write stories in it, and you can do any interactive thing in it, okay? So how it basically works is that when you need to get started, you open the Scratch, okay? And I've given you the link in the chat box. You can just click on it, and it says start creating, something like that on the website. I'll show you in a minute. So once you open it, you will see something like this on the screen. And then something like this on the next side as well. So what you have to do, you have to choose a sprite. Sprite is like a character, whether it is a human character, an animal, or maybe a fruit or a bug. It could be anything, or like an object such as a ball or something. But basically shows you about the categories at the top, which one category you want to pick up. So sprite is a character. By default, there's an orange cat, which the computer chooses as a character. Sprite is like a small character. It moves around the screen, and that character basically moves. And that motion is based on your algorithm. Whatever you write on it, then according to that, it will move. You can choose a different sprite as well. From the library in the Scratch, you can draw your own character. If the character that you're looking for is not in the library, that you can draw your own as well. Just like you draw something in Paint, then it has this option as well. And you can have more than one sprite in your animation as well. So it's not just you can have only one, you can have more than one. Okay, now it's your turn. I want you to please go on the link that I have written in the chat box, and then delete the cat sprite. So there will be a cat sprite. I want you to go and have a look and show me that can you delete it. So play with it for a minute. I'll give you some time. If you have any issues, write them in the chat. And if you're done, also let me know. Okay, Nabiha, I'm just sharing the link again for you. Here we are. I hope you can see the link now. Okay, just click on the link and it will take you to the Scratch website. Okay, and I want you to, there will be by default, there will be a cat, orange cat sprite. Sprite is another name for character, you can say. So what I want you to do is delete the sprite. I want to see whether you can delete it or not, okay? And when you have done it, just write in the, yes, Tehseen, you can, there will be two things. It will say join or start creating. You click on start creating. That's how I think it, there are two options I think it gives you, start creating or join. So you click on start creating, and it should actually take you to the inside of the Scratch, where you actually do the things. So what I want you to do is delete the cat. Okay, once you have done that, I want you to go on to the next activity, which is add the ball sprite. So how you have to add it, I will just show you in a minute. There will be a cat on the bottom right corner. There will be a cat, something like this. Okay, so you click on it. Okay, I might just share my screen with you now, and I'll show you how to add the sprite in it. Okay, so just bear with me for a minute. Okay. Here we are. Can you all see my screen? It's just loading at the moment, okay? So you can download it, or you can also download the Scratch app, or you can just go on to their website. And here it gives you two options, join or start creating. Okay, I have clicked on the start creating one at the minute, just to give you an idea how the Scratch works. You might be familiar with it because it has been taught in schools as well, but it is a very handy and very interesting app tool as well. You can make your small games in it or things like that. The internet is a little bit slow, so you have to wait. Okay. Okay, might take longer to download. Well done, Zainab. So you have added the ball sprite and deleted the cat scratch. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Well done, those who have done it. I will give you the, okay. So here we are. I have the first activity that I wanted you to do is, by default, you can see this orange cat here. The first activity I want you to do is to delete it, okay? So for deleting, you can see there is a bin next to the cat. This is the window where all the sprite comes, okay? So you just click on this bin here, and then it will be deleted, okay? And then I ask you to add the ball sprite. So for that, what you need to do is, here we are, it says, this cat says, choose a sprite. So you click on that, and it gives you all the sprites that are in the Scratch gallery. So here you had to find the ball sprite, which was here. This was the ball sprite that I wanted you to add. Okay, here we are. So the sprite, this is the stage where the sprite comes, and this is the back end of the stage. Just like, you know, when you go on the stage, there's a back end and there's a main stage. So this is the main stage. Okay, so this was the second activity. Okay, third activity I want you to do is delete the ball sprite. So again, I want you to delete it. Show me how would you delete it. Okay, Zainab, what you need to do is that if you have to delete the sprite, then there is a bin next to it. Okay, so you delete it. When you have to add another one, for example, I'm deleting this one, and I ask you to add, which one I asked you to add? I asked you to add the bear one, add the bear sprite. So for the bear sprite, there's a cat here. It says choose a sprite. You just click on that cat, and it will take you to the main sprite window. So the ball is here in the sprite window. Excellent, Minahel. Okay, so now you had to choose the bear one. So we are going to add the bear one. This is the bear here, which I wanted you to add. So screen is now all black. Okay, it might just. Okay, my internet is a bit slow. Okay, so now I want you to try the third one, which is, please write in the chat if you are able to do this. So delete the cat sprite, add the ball sprite, delete the ball sprite, and then add the bear sprite. Let's see how many of you have already done that. Okay, just write your answers in the chat. Let me have a look. These are the options on the screen. I just want to show you the activities I want you to do. Well done, Tehseen, Amina. Well done, Binish, Sukaina. So excellent. That means basically you have Zainab says, I have done them all. Well done, Zainab. Well done. Excellent. And then there is another one, which is delete the bare sprite. So basically I was checking that you should be able to add and delete the sprites. This was about sprites. Okay, so you can add any sprite. You can have more than one. You can have multiples. If you're making a story, then you can add 2 or 3 as well. Okay, so if you want to add any sprite of your choice, you can do that as well. Or if you want to draw a sprite of your choice, there's a paint option as well, I think. I might just need to check. I think it's called paint. So you can do that as well. Okay. Yeah. And the next one is choose your backdrop. Now backdrop is, we'll go sequence by sequence. Okay. So choose your backdrop. Backdrop is basically your background. So you have added a character, but your background is plain. Yes, Minahil, there would be a paint option as well. That is for you if you want to draw something as a character. Okay, backdrop is the background. Just like, if you're making a story about the winter or summer or something and you needed a nice background, then you have to choose your backdrop. Okay, so backdrop is next to the cat, where we had the selected the sprite. Next to it, there will be an option like this. There will be an icon or a button. So you click on that button, it says choose a backdrop. So you click on it and then you choose a backdrop. So give it a go. I want you to choose a baseball backdrop. Okay, so go to the choose backdrop option and add the baseball backdrop. If you have any queries, write them in the chat. I'll be reading your chat side by side. I may not be able to switch the windows because then my internet is a bit, I think there's this lagging in between the changing the windows. So yeah, excellent, Minaya, well done. So when you open the backdrop window, it will be baseball option will be here. This is baseball 1. Okay, so you can change the background. Okay, well done. So it looks like you have found the backdrop. Now, if you want to delete it, yes, we are coming to it, Nabiha, now. So what you have to do you simply just need to, there's no delete option, but what you need to do is just choose another one. So now I want you to choose or add the blue sky backdrop. So go to the Scratch and go to the backdrop options. And then this, Adnan, this is not a game, it is a tool app, it is called Scratch. Okay, I have sent the link. I'm pasting the link again in the chat box in case if you have missed the chat. This is scratch.mit.edu, okay? And we haven't downloaded it at the moment. We are just doing it in the online in the browser. So tell me if you have added the blue sky backdrop now. We are running out of time as well, so you need to make sure that you do it quickly. But the tutorial will be available online, so you can have a look at it after as well, in case if you did not understand it. Okay, so next one is add any backdrop of your choice now. Now I want you to choose any of those ones and see if you can change between the backdrops. So first you added the baseball one, then you added the blue sky one, and now I want you to add any of your choice. Okay. And on the top, you see there are so many options, whether you want to have a family one, fantasy one, music, sports, outdoors, indoors, space, underwater, or patterns one, anyone. Okay, so this was, okay, also you can choose a different background. If you do not want any of the backgrounds or backdrops which are in the Scratch library, you can experiment with creating your own. So you can create your own, or you can also import your background later. So for example, if you want to have a particular picture which is in your photo gallery and you want to use that as a background, then you can import that as well. There is an import option within the choose my backdrop for importing it. So you can have your own picture as background as well. Okay. So now you're able to add a sprite and also how to add a backdrop. So in this case, there is a bumblebee, and also there is a nice garden as a picture, which is basically imported. It's not something it was in the gallery, but it was imported from my photo gallery. Okay, so now comes the actual programming bit, which is in Scratch. So if you open your window of the Scratch, you will see that there are kind of like this blue code window. This is called a code window, basically. Okay, and there's all these kind of like blocks of code that are available. And on that side, there are buttons on the leftmost. You know, these colorful circles, these are all the buttons. And for each button, you have got different block of code. So we cannot cover all of these ones together, but we will be talking about one or two of them. Okay. So the first one is motion. The blue ones show the motion ones, that how you want to move your sprite. Okay, what you want to do with it. You want to move it up, down, turn, or what, backwards, forwards. Okay, so motion is basically for that. So first you had to add a sprite, add a background. Then you need to do is to click on the sprite you want to program and select the code tab. And the code area is where you build your program by using the programming blocks. Since your sprite is the only thing that can be animated, make sure you select it. So it is very important that you first click on the sprite and then click on the code window and then choose something from there. Okay, like maybe motion. We will talk about the motion now. Okay. So if you see in the upper left-hand corner of your Scratch window, you will see buttons. These are the buttons. Each of these buttons have a programming block. So if you talk about the motion, there are programming block related to the motion. You talk about the purple, that's about looks. Sound, somebody asked about the sound question. There is the button related to the sound, and it will give you the code that you can add into your sprite. And then we will first experiment with the motion block. So today we will talk about the motion block, okay? So when you click on the motion button, so please go and click on it. You will see that the programming blocks that can be used with your sprite, they will come in the code window. So you can just drag them from there. So you, for example, move the first one, choose the first one, which is move 10 steps and drag it to your code window. We are talking about the motion here, and motion button is blue and the code block is blue as well. Okay, Zainab, after that, we are talking about the buttons, okay? So if you see on your Scratch window, there are buttons, like these buttons on the left side of the Scratch window, okay? So if you click on the motion, it will show you all the blue codes, these blue code blocks, okay? And we will be talking about those today. What you need to do is, I want you to drag the first one, which is move 10 steps, into the code. I just show you now how to do it. I'll just do it quickly. Okay. Okay, it's not letting me do it. I might just do it after the slide. So in this slide, if you see, okay, we will do this one after. Okay, I just want to show you this one. Okay, so what I did is I added a sprite, which was a bear, and I added a backdrop, which was a baseball one backdrop. Okay, and what I wanted to do is I wanted this a bear to move. So what I did I chose the motion, move 10 steps, and I also wanted it to take a turn, not just move straight, but also take a turn. So for turning, I use the turn block. So if you go on your, okay, let me check if it allows me. It may not. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do it here. Okay. Okay, so motion 1, if you go, and then just add one thing. Just add, go to click on the motion button and click on the move 10 steps, the first block. Just click on that and then drag it into the code window, into the next window. Now, if you play, there's a flag on the top. If you see on the right top window, there will be a flag. If you click on that, you will see that your bear is actually moving. So 10 steps are not much. You won't see the bear moving too much, but it will be just moving a few steps. And also, if you add the turn 15 degrees, if you drag that one as well, then they both will join together. They will both will be, they'll just get connected together, something like that. Okay. I'm just trying to make it bigger for you. Okay. Okay. And then if you use the control button, for example, forever, there's a forever control button, and also there are some events as well. Now, events are used to tell if, in case, for example, on what event basically you want this code to run. So when you basically press something, you click on something, or it just happened on maybe space bar. So if you see on my screen, I have chosen the event as when space key is pressed. So if I keep pressing the space key, the bear will move forward 10 steps and also turn 15 degrees. But I have also added one more thing here, which is forever. Now, forever comes under the control button, and what it does is, even if I do not press the space key, the bear will keep moving. Okay, then because I have added the forever one. If I remove the forever one, then the bear will not move all the time. But in this case, it will. Now, give it a try. I want you to choose a sprite and a backdrop and use these controls, add these blocks of codes into your code, and see what happens when you click on it, or when you press the space key. What's happening? Okay. So do give it a try. I hope you will be able to manage to do it. Okay. So what's happening here? We see that we have added a forever loop, and because of that, the bear will keep moving even after you release the space bar. Okay. And now you try a couple of things. Okay, what I want you to do is now add a second sprite of your choice and make it move at a different speed to your first sprite. Okay. So you added a sprite initially, and now I want you to add another sprite. Okay. Do give it a try, because your activity homework will be related to your Scratch app next week. Okay, so add a second sprite. When you are done, just write in the chat box that you are done, and then make it move at a different speed to your first sprite. So in the motion buttons, we saw that there was the code block related to the motion. So you can use move 10 steps, or you can use move 50 steps for the second sprite. Okay, Nabiha, for move, you click on the move 10 steps code block of code. You just drag it, okay? And similarly, you do that for the second sprite as well. And also you add the event. For the event is in the yellow. These are the events. If you see on my slide here, events one. So events are on the right, on the orange one. When the flag is clicked, or when the space key is pressed, when the sprite is clicked. So these are the basically different events. You make it move. There is a flag. Can you see this small flag? There is a small flag on the top right corner of the Scratch window. You click on it and it starts moving. Okay. And then you add another sprite that starts to move when you press the up arrow key. So up arrow key is also mentioned in the events. So today in this scratch, we discussed the motion buttons, okay, and also the events that you can use and apply on your scratch, whatever art, whatever you're making, and also the controls that you can apply it on, okay. I want you to give it a go in detail over the week's time. You've got plenty of time to practice. The main thing is you know how to add sprite, how to add the backdrop, and then you can make your own story out of that, okay. But for the homework, I want you to make sure, please note down your homework, because this is something that you have to do in your computers. And this is that you have to create your own scratch animation based around the Eid al-Ghadir theme. Okay, so we know that the Eid al-Ghadir is coming, and Eid al-Ghadir is one of the greatest Eid for and holy Eid for us Mu'mineen. So Eid Mubarak to all of you in advance. I hope and I wish you all are celebrating the Eid, and I would recommend and I would suggest all of you to please do celebrate the Eid, because it's one of the greatest Eid for us, the lover of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. So make feast, buy new clothes, give presents, ask your mom and dad to buy you presents or give you Eid, because it's a very, very great and very happy day for all us lovers of Ahlul Bayt. Okay, so make sure you've got the new clothes. If you haven't got if it's too soon or too late to order it online, or just go and buy, or maybe you can just dress up if you have got nice clothes at home, and make sure you make some nice feast. Might make some nice cake if you got a lovely cake recipe, and then also enjoy and celebrate the Eid by having a small get together and say greetings to each other, recite salawat, you can recite hadith al-qissa, and you can also recite, if you can know the qasidas or the something related to the praise of Imam Ali alayhi salam, you can do that. You can also write small speeches related to the Imam Ali. You can find it, Google it, all the information related to him. And then you can do a small gathering at home, because we know we won't be probably going to the mosques at the minute. But do celebrate it, because it's one of the great. And I want you to do a scratch animation. It could be purely up to your own thinking, that you will do the based around the Eid al-Ghadir theme. And I want you to create your own sprite, which is related to the Ghadir event. Now, whether you can draw it or you can get it from the Google if you find any pictures, I want you to make it related to the Ghadir event, and also own background based on the Ghadir event. Okay, so there should be also a background picture that we did, backdrop basically, which would be related to the Ghadir event as well. Okay, so for those who haven't joined the Scratch, they can either join on the website by registering to it, or they can download it into their computer. So you simply go to the Google and write download Scratch. So when you write on download Scratch, it will give you all the instructions of downloading it, and then you can download it into your own screen, into your own computer, and then you can start playing with it. And I would be really pleased to see your Ghadir themed Scratch animation next week. And please give yourself 2 minutes to fill in the feedback. I'm just posting this in your chat box window. And just fill it in. Eid Ghadir Mubarak to all of you. I will unmute, give you a chance, all of you, to say Eid Mubarak on the screen. Okay, so please, when we will start that greeting session, and then you can just put your camera on for a minute and then say Eid Ghadir Mubarak. Okay, so we will do a little bit of a celebration by greeting each other. So, but before that, I really want you all to please fill this form in. I've just posted the form on the chat box. Click on it and fill it in case if you haven't done the feedback yet. If you have done it, then that's fine. Okay. Nabiha Abbas. Nabiha, if you cannot save the scratch into online, you have to download it into your computer. If you're on the computer or on the mobile, I'm sure you can download on the mobile as well if you're on the mobile. But I think it's better if you have got a computer or tab. You just go to Google and write download Scratch. Okay, and then from there you can just like you download any games or any apps, you can download Scratch as well. And then it will give you the option to save, because there is on the top left corner, there is a file option. You click on the file and then it gives you the save option. I might just check if I can share my screen, then I'll show you. Okay, I might just send the link again. Okay, can everyone see now? Please note down your homework and I will put your work on display next week and want to see what you have done related to the Eid al-Ghadir, inshallah. And also, one by one, we will all greet each other. Eid al-Ghadir Mubarak from my side to all of you. Have a very blessed and lovely Eid. It's weekend as well and also holidays. So this is the perfect combination and the perfect weather as well. Luckily, it's not raining, so hopefully it won't be raining at that time as well. So enjoy your Eid and please note down your homework and also do your feedback. And this next week, the topic will be creative. So you still need a computer because we will still be working on it. And if you have any questions, then you can now ask your questions. Okay. No questions? I can't see any questions on the chat box at the moment. Zainab Fatima, there is a join option on the Scratch MIT, the link that I shared with you. There's a join option on that. If you click on join, it will ask you to register. You can register over there. And then it should give you the option of saving. If you go on file, and then there is a save option in the file as well. Okay. Okay, so looks like there's no more. Thank you, Shazan. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, let's do the Dua Imam Zamana first, I think, and then you will all be greeting, okay? Or should we do the greeting first? Quickly, just write in the chat box. Should we do the Dua Imam Zamana first or the greetings? Yes, okay, we should recite first. I think this is a good idea. Okay, so who, Sirat Fatma wants to recite. Okay, Sirat, let me find you where you are. Okay, Sirat Fatima, here we are.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرزك فيها طويلا وتمتعه فيها طويلا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Okay, can we all say Eid Mubarak?
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak in advance. Thank you.
Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak to all of you. Have a very blessed Eid. I'm sure you all have
Eid Mubarak.
passed on your greetings.
Eid Mubarak.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
weekend. Okay, so inshallah, I will meet you next week, same time, and we will again do something creative. So, but make sure that you do your Scratch project, which I have given you, Scratch animation. Okay, so till then, I am signing off, and inshallah, I will see you next week. Okay, so Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.